I need them right here. So I'm making a building on the side. There's buildings and shit. All right. Dragon's Breath and Salamander's Touch.
Yes.
You can apply them as you kind of see fit. So it's by touch. And then if you're trying to apply it, it's just physical contact. So Dragon's Breath is the actual application. Salamander's Touch is the after effect. So Salamander's Touch always sticks around after the fight or after the original hit. So for now, the fire continues to burn until you're out of activated mode.
Okay.
At higher levels, you can get it to stick around until the battle is over. You don't have enough chi for that.
Yeah.
So the application of Dragon's Breath is done by applications of chi in quantities of 100.
Yes.
So it's expensive to use Dragon's Breath.
Yes.
But it does apply a lot of oomph. Against shields, they don't proc. They proc 50% less. Against hard light, still. Hard light will actually have to roll for it. And then armor, it just gives you melt equality against armor, even to your fists. So, and you can even apply it to bullets if you're clever enough, but that will be a higher level class.
Okay.
Yep. Basically, you can turn your bullets into incendiary craziness at burn, but basically, you have to spend the day to infuse chi into the bullet.
Right.
And you don't recoup that chi until it's expended.
Okay.
So you have to basically maintain it, and it's a special clip you kind of have to have like on your person.
Right, it has to be like attached to you, otherwise.
Yes, and then you slam it in, and then it's just. You've seen Lord of Wolves, right? That shotgun, where it's just a buttload of fire.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay. So, can I apply this to my weapon, like a sword?
Yeah, you're gonna apply Salamander's touch and Dragon's Breath to a sword. In fact, that's the way you maintain it a bit longer.
Okay.
But or at least control it a bit longer. But every turn you maintain the ability. It's 100 points. So it's expensive, and also you're using 20 points per turn, just staying in the enhanced form.
Enhanced form. Okay.
Yeah,
So
activated.
Okay.
So instead of 10 per turn, it's loss of 20 because you upgraded.
Right. So it's 20 points to activate, but I still get the bonus depending on
Well,
how good it
no,
was.
no.
No. I mean 20 points
Per turn.
Yes.
And then on top of that, if you want to use your new technique, it's
100
per use.
So like 120 if I was really going to get crazier.
Right.
Right.
It's 120 regardless.
Okay.
Because it's 20. You can only use it while in activated form.
Right.
You can't just throw it out.
Very well.
So it's a very costly form, but once you got enough chi, it's like boom, bazinga. You'll be in it all the time. All right, so we'll give you some armor.
Nice.
You broke the board. It didn't break you back. I promise you could go.
You did. But I'm.
But what?
Nah, Logan dismisses it. He's like, all right, very well.
I mean, what do you mean? I'm just saying. I promise that if you could break the board, you're qualified to go. Sounded like you really wanted to go.
I do want to see more, but I also want to learn more. But when do
fine.
I ship out? As soon as possible, wasn't it?
Well, yes, but that's what he wanted.
Right. And you're the one to make the final say here.
Uh-huh. But my final say is that you're qualified to go, so.
Well, yes, I would definitely like to go.
All right.
So you like in a dojo and you just broke a board?
Yes.
Huh.
It's real serious.
Huh. What was the board made of?
Wood. Real serious.
Higher tier stuff, obviously.
Okay. So you're going to see Belgren.
So no more classes for the day then, or am I just?
Well, you said you want to ship out, and you're shipping out. Hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah. I said, hey, you said you wanted to ship out. You wanted to go. Then they're not going to waste any time. You're on a war zone. You don't need etiquette classes. The rest of the day will be spent with Belgren, and he will teach you some other guns and armor. But other than that,
Okay. I was hoping to learn more to the sword, but guns and armor is good. Yes.
you know sword technique. You just need to apply the chi to your sword.
Gianni, did you choose the fire breath salamander over the crucible thing?
Yes.
This fire breath thing is pretty cool. Fire is awesome.
Alright, so.
All right. Logan will.
One sec.
Yes.
Fuck, people
Okay.
are bothering me.
All right.
So while he's gone, like, where are you at, dude?
I'm on the palace road.
So you're on the palace world and you found the dojo just out of nowhere?
No, I'm in the Queen's Guard right now.
He's a slave warrior.
I'm in the Queen's Secret Service.
Slave warrior.
How?
My backstory led me into a summoning room, and after the summoning room, there was a servant that picked me up, or just came out of the wall kind of deal, and they're rummaging over the dead bodies, and I was like, "Hey, can I follow you? What is this fucking place?" And he's like, "Yeah, come on." But then he went a different way in this servant alley, and I was completely black. I was like, okay, I'll use my igni to light, and then I followed this this hallway, this pitch black hallway down, and just kept on going left, and heard some people fighting, and I was like, knock knock, who's there? And she goes up, she's like, 1 second, guys. And then she fucking puts her hand through the goddamn door right close to my neck. And I was just like, oh, that's not very efficient. And then she opens the door and bites me in, and I'm bleeding here because when I first went through the little crack that was, you know, small enough for this servant, like I kind of took some damage bleeding. I was like, I could really use some help right now. And I got a barcode and came back to the training for this Queensguard kind of deal. Yeah.
Always
exciting.
trust people that give you a barcode.
So by Queen's Guard,
Supremacist.
literally not guarding, actually supremacist.
Yes.
What power
She-
level are you?
I mean 1, but I kind of just jumped here last session over a couple ones, but
You're probably power level probably like 2.5 after your double 1 power up.
me hitting that board, 3 out of 10, my thought would be power level 3. So
I wouldn't go too far.
just to
Oh, I
make that
wouldn't.
thing happen, but
So you,
He's in training. He's
yeah, I know. I'm trying to wrap my mind around being trained to guard supremacists.
she likes humans, and
I feel like she's using them like shock troops, pretty much. So she sends them on missions and shit. So.
Oh man!
but I've been learning
it's a
chi,
bit weird.
John, and so power of the soul compared to magic. And, it's been going well so far.
So he's not learning magic like ki, he's using chi. The non-magic variety. So Viridian already hates you.
No, it's close enough. At the maximum levels, there'll be very little difference in application.
Yeah, so I picked 1 out of 3 schools, I guess you could call it, like, or tech trees, and in that sense. But I went through the Burning Ember. No, hold 1 sec. Burning Ember's Drifting Ash. So it uses a fire-based, almost like projection of yourself internally. So you imagine the fire, and that is your soul, I guess. So you're kind of burning it to become more powerful, and through breathing techniques. So you're kind of like giving air to the fire in that sense. So
Makes sense.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you're just gonna go fire things around? What if it's fireproof?
Then I hit it with a spell.
What if it's fireproof though? You're fire. You do fire.
No, that's just what it physically looks like. So what more or less happens is I do a breathing, and depending on my degrees of success, there's like amount I have available, and then I use that for bonuses towards my physical action
And fire.
and fire.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Soul fire. And that's what I just picked. So the dragon is super hot, like burns things you wouldn't expect, and the newt, the salamander, is the soul fire aspect. Like it burns longer and can't be put out kind of deal.
Still think you should have chosen my first opinion.
What? Should have chosen what, sorry?
Crucible.
Yes, I thought about it, but I was like,
Crucible.
I wouldn't be able to learn any other way besides defeating people. So,
But you already did it. Killing people. It works out so good.
no, it does, but I feel like this is the proper choice.
I hope the first guy you fight uses Water.
I need ways to take out shielding, so I thought this is a good idea.
We'll see what helps you more. Fire. It's always choosing. And you can just punch.
Speaking of, I guess I'll work on my macros.
Okay.
All good?
Well, yeah, I mean, you get some storage gear.
Storage gear?
Well, you get a backpack, get extra bullets, you get alternative clothes, get a camo blanket, pretty much all the stuff you need for going out and about,
Okay.
And then you're given a baggie.
Baggy. Oh. Okay.
Little bag. And they're like, when you meet the guy, here's an introduction letter. We'll let him know you're coming. Also, give this ring to him. And you also get one too.
Okay.
Yours is different than his. Don't give it to anyone else. Don't lose it. Don't die. You'll know what to do with the bag. You're to share it among the both of you, but he'll explain what it is. You're gonna go, do some stuff down there and follow his lead. Your objective is simple. Observe, report. That's it.
Observe report. All right.
We're wondering what's down there too. There's an opening that popped up, so that's good.
Observe and report, huh?
I mean, your Secret Service.
Kill this guy named Turmae.
We're gonna have you meet in a neutral position.
Very well.
So don't worry about transportation. We are we've already filled out all the paperwork and whatnot. So have fun as they open one of the doors and tap the ring, and when it scans your arm and reads the ring, you will be put in the soul shop.
Ooh, do you have a map for that?
I do have a map for Soul Shop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure we get rid of the garbage that died earlier, though.
Yeah. That trash.
You still haven't given me a cropped token.
We'll just use the Spartan then.
Oh dear.
Here.
I was wondering what was up with this crop spot. It was like the Spartan that was just hanging around.
I can't even see that. I'm on the Magic Lounge.
You don't want to see it. You're spared.
Ooh, so neat. Oh, Spartan.
Johnny.
Oh, man. That Buster Sword over there looks made for you, dude. It's all fire and fiery and stuff. Ooh, and those wings? Is that like an exoskeleton, a war suit?
Alright, Turmae, on your half, Upper kind of slinks over one day, kind of like, because you have that downtime.
Yep, he's
Like,
pretty
hey,
much...
Psst, hey, you guy,
Hmm.
All right. So I got some interesting news that you might be interested in. Yeah.
Hit me with it.
All right. So you know that little girl thing with the tech thing and the things?
Yeah, she was useful but impossible to work with.
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. Um.
Wait. Is her body recoverable?
Don't
Don't
worry.
want to touch that.
Yeah. Let's like for you, no. For others, it's already been claimed. So
Well, it's better that they die now before they give us more losses.
Anyways, they're setting a replacement, and apparently I'm the guy they're going to meet with you. All right, so pulls out this data pad. All right, so the message says, he's a VIP ish, kind of, but not to be treated as such. Just that you should just know that he's got a mission, and he's gonna tag along to complete his mission. I mean, if he dies, oops, but they'll send another. But just kind of help him along, I guess.
And this vague they is?
Let's just say we're not gonna name names because I don't really want their attention.
Got it.
Yeah, so he's a normal human guy. So his name's Logan. You're gonna help each other, or at least that's what this says. We'll see. Fortunately for you, you have to meet him in the place thing. That's what it says right here. I am
Literally place thing.
now. It says it's redacted. There's a little black blotch on it.
Turmae is just gonna kind of squint at it.
Yeah, it's redacted, which means when I click on it, it gives me a time, date, and location of where we need to be. And you're supposed to go in there, do some things, and then bring the guy with you, and he's gonna fill that empty spot in the team. And yeah.
Understandable. When's the time, date, place?
About 30 minutes.
Good. And question for Matt about how far is this in through our 2 days of downtime?
Nemesis force weapon.
You're on your last day.
Okay. Then most of my creations should be complete by this point. I might still be working on the spider.
You're midday on your second down day.
Yeah. Then at this point, I'm probably just working on the spider because that's going to be a long-term
Warhammer
project. I
RPG.
didn't expect to completely finish it in the downtime.
According to Wikipedia,
but,
Warhammer
he'll
Fantasy
probably be in the process of being complete. Then yes, Opera. Are you going to be heading to the time, date, place as well, or is it just going to be me heading out to beat them and bring them back?
Just go get him.
Go get them? I can do that.
Just go get the guy, bring him back. There's a couple warnings on the file I was sent. He's not experienced in modern warfare. So that's a red flag, but that's okay, right? I mean, he's experienced in combat, but modern warfare, where you fight legions of robots and mechs and laser cannons and other unfair techniques of killing and destruction, not particularly experienced.
He'll pick it up fast.
Or you'll be dead. Anyways, yeah. By the way, I don't know why, but I've already let your team leader know. But why do I always get picked for this shit? It's a rhetoric. All right, Scooch. We're gonna go ahead and bowl ramen. There's a little little alley back there for the trash. And we'll just kind of skedaddle into the portal for a little bit. Yeah.
Turmae just nods. At this point, he's pretty open to doing most missions that Opera comes up with. He's kind of throwing in his dice on that side after getting rebuilt. So he'll head for the place that he's been asked to go to.
Yep. And the portal opens and Opera's like, yeah, only you got access. Besides, I'm not going in there. No thanks. Even if I was offered, I still wouldn't. Oh, be careful. Reports say that your the little girl person, she touched something in there and it killed her. You know. So, guess the
Not
rule of
surprising.
thumb is be careful what you put your fingers on.
All right.
Yeah, Logan, you pop in, and not 30 seconds later, Turmae's there.
Turmae looks around. Was I given a description of the person I'm going to be bringing back? Or does it just say there's a guy?
Oh, that's him. You get a
Sanctify.
description.
Here's the definition of
Turmae looks
sanctify.
around
Set
at the
apart as or
amazing,
declare holy,
awesome
consecrate.
looking room with all of its god tier artifacts, and literally a god not a few feet away from him. And he decides that he should probably leave quickly. So he's gonna look at Logan and what does Logan seem to think about his new situation and the guy sitting across from him?
Oh, hello there. I'm assuming you're the one I'm supposed to be meeting.
That's Johnny's muted.
I don't know what Logan thinks. Logan thinks what Logan thinks.
No, you tell us right now what he thinks.
Hi, what's going on? I guess you're the one I'm supposed to be meeting here.
Name's
Okay.
Turmae.
Turmae,
Seems like it.
Logan, Logan Hrax. Pleasure. But I don't think you're here for the pleasantries, aren't you? So out of character, the ring, I was supposed to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have something for you, and we get to split whatever in this bag, so this should be interesting. And I pass over the ring to Turmae.
Turmae kind of looks at the ring.
Has a soul symbol on it. So kind of turns her head. Yeah, that's hey, look, guys. So, we have a problem.
Matt, you're breaking up.
No, your butt, your face, your butt face, face of butts.
Are you microwaving something? That could be a connection thing if you have your headset on.
Shut up.
I'm right. I'm like...
Anyways, so she kind of turns her head. Oh, hey, you guys are here. Good. Completely ignore me for the first whatever. But anyways, name's Soul, goddess of creation. You know, that's my shtick. We got a little problem. A little concerned. But right now, you guys keep doing what you're doing. That ring, both of them, give you access to my shop. Ta-da! I don't accept currency because I can literally make it. So, you can come in whenever. No one can follow you. No one even can, come into the space without permission. So continue as you're doing. Just wanted to greet the both of you,
Logan turns to Soul and bows.
Yeah, see, that's nice. What about you, Bug Boy?
Yeah. Turmae was pretty much doing the same at the same time, bowing.
Wonderful. All right, so continue. If you need stuff, you can use stuff in here. But remember, everything has a price, and sometimes it's a little too much. So these are all things in here. I do want you to buy them because, I mean, I don't create this stuff just to be for it to sit on a shelf. But everything has a price, and that price is to check whether you should have it or not. It's kind of like a minimum requirement. But otherwise, if you can just walk off with it, you can just walk off with it. Yay! But it has to amuse me first. So if you just kind of put it in a little baggie and walk off with it, that's boring. But if you like have it transform into a giant robot, even though it was a little rock, and it wasn't supposed to do that, neat. I don't know.
Turmae quietly thinks to himself of grabbing something and then raising it to the sky, screaming, "I have the power." Lightning strikes down. That sounds like a pretty fair way to get something in here.
Yeah, let's just, normally I would restrict access and, do multiple levels of exclusive shop access, but there's some things I'm looking into, and we need to speed things up,
Turmae kind of nods his head.
Okay. Curator here, she's in charge. Try not to bug her too much, but if you're convinced you're going to get yourself killed, I suppose you can ask her a question. She kind of looks up from her newspaper. Oh. Right. Hello, mortals.
Logan waves.
Turmae bows again.
Anyways.
So let's check what's in this bag, I guess.
That's a bunch of fake coins.
Oh, cool. So how many do I roll?
Uh-huh.
What'd you like me to roll?
I want a 1d6 plus 2.
Just roll a 1d100. If it's over 10, it starts subtracting.
2 for each?
You want to use a fate point on the bag of fate points?
I mean, I can.
You're the one rolling.
Yeah, you could roll a 1 and fuck it up.
7.
What if you roll 1?
That's a lot more.
I'll take 4. You can take 3, Turmae.
Turmae nods. He puts on the ring.
Oh,
just
that he
put it
knows
down
it's
as-
a relationship.
Soul ring.
Explosions.
Okay, so I got 3. Ooh, 3. I'm less likely to die by like 3 or 4 times now. Yay. Okay, Turmae is going to kind of step off this fancy smanchy portal and kind of walk off a little bit over here and gesture for Logan to follow him, so we aren't having a conversation right in front of the god.
She actually leaves. And the curator flicks her newspaper. And you've actually never seen paper of that quantity. It's that physical, real newspaper.
Okay.
Which, that is an ancient artifact in comparison to everything else.
Oh man. Plus, it's probably in good condition.
It's in great condition.
Well, I mean, if she wants to spend her time reading about the articles from who knows how many millions of years ago, just go ahead. Anyway, Turmae is going to turn to Logan. He's going to ask, "Alright, I don't know who sent you, and I've been told that it's probably not a great idea to ask, so I don't really care. What I do need to know is, do you know where you're going?"
I've been briefed that it's a little... Sorry. I've been
Oh, you've been
briefed.
briefed?
I've been briefed, but really nothing of the sort. I heard high atmosphere conditions, but other than that, not really. No,
It's cold.
it's cold. Well,
It's really, really cold.
good thing I burn hot.
Huh. Good thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, you're gonna be joining in a mercenaries troop. We're slightly better than clones that they use to meat grind. We're like one step above, maybe a few more, depending on how well we do in the coming missions. Anyway, our job is to go out and, well, hopefully not die, and kill the enemy robots in order to gain more control of the drill site.
Right.
The planet's cold, so there's ice. They're drilling down to find what's under the ice. Congratulations. You've been briefed.
Cool.
What's your skill set? I heard you were a little bit behind in Modern Warfare.
So I was trained with a sword, but I have a fair amount of magic potential, and I use signs for my magic, but mostly it's martial ability. And
I knew a guy who was really good with the sword. He literally never got a chance to use it in battle. Find a gun, shoot thing.
oh, I have a gun. No worries about that. It's just
Congrats.
I
Shoot thing.
I was telling you my skill set.
Okay, you said you had some voodoo stuff. I don't have good experience with that.
Magic?
No. The last mage we had on our team used their voodoo to steal my machines.
Oh.
Don't steal my machines.
I don't really. No, I'm good, thanks.
Good. No, I don't really care what you use your voodoo to do, as long as it breaks the robots.
So we'll have to see.
Alright, well, we'll let you meet the rest of the team, the team leader, and the communications officer. If you see bugs going around, that's me.
Alright. Bugs, eh? Interesting.
Mm.
So do you control them?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's neat.
It's useful.
Oh, I bet.
The rest of the team changes pretty often. Generally, we fill out the gaps that we've lost with clones, but expect pretty much half the people you meet to be gone after the next mission's over. We've got about half a day of downtime that you'll be able to use to acclimate.
Acclimates. Interesting.
See a guy who goes by the name of Opera. Listen to him.
Okay.
If you see a death ball rolling around, probably from Opera, listen to it.
Seems simple enough.
I like simple things. Makes things simple.
Matt, would this be a good representation of what I'm wearing right now? I'll send it in the public.
Now, we've apparently, for some reason, gods know why, been allowed access to this place. Yeah, it's a place, probably. I hear the last recruit who came in here touched something and died. I would advise not touching something and dying, but we did just get told that these things were for sale and that we probably should pick up something. If we've been given the opportunity to, then we need to, most likely.
But I heard you still have to pay for things, so
If they're not accepting currency, then I don't know.
maybe
I'm gonna take a look around since I can.
Oh, by all means.
If you have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, feel free to head back out. Search out Hey Matt, what's our team leader's name? Turek?
Oh my gosh, you can't remember? Oh, you...
That was Varric.
Varric! Is it?
Valak.
Yeah.
Alec.
Valak. Yeah. Look for a Valak.
I'm just gonna shake my head in disgust.
I've had dozens and dozens of names to try to remember, and half of them die. I've just kind of stopped embedding them in memory because I expect them to die pretty quick. Anyway, look out for a Valak. He'll introduce you to the team and introduce you to probably whatever mission we're going to be going on next. I'm anticipating it being tunnels, so it'll be subsurface, which means slightly warmer than
hell.
than hell.
It's slightly warmer than the average temperature of hell. Just a smidge. So, tolerable.
But it means there's also no mechs, so that's good. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to take a look around and hopefully not die just by laying eyes on some of these things.
Observe.
Well, there's one thing that immediately catches Turmae's attention. And that is these things. Could you give me a brief description of the two in the line that I'm looking at here?
No, because you blow up violently and immediately. Spectacularly.
That's unfortunate.
Alright, well, which two? Because there's, the two directly in front of you and Logan?
The two directly in front of me.
Oh, that is a very small ring that has kind of a slightly cartoonish totem pole skull. That and the little hole in the middle is actually its open mouth. There's some sort of weird material. That may make it bigger for you so you can look at it with your eyeballs.
Ooh, neat. That looks necromancy-y.
Maybe. I don't know. Merp, merp. And then the other one is a some sort of egg-shaped ruby with dragons wrapped around it. Let's make it big for you.
Oh man, that's not what I thought it was. It looked like a beetle from a distance.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
Nope. It ain't, bitch.
Oh man. I don't know what these things are.
You say that aloud? Because I'm like, join the club.
Turmae kind of looks over at the great sword over here. So, hey, aren't you supposed to be like a sword user? I mean, I told you to pick up a gun, but with a sword like that, you might not need one.
How big is it, Matt? Sword?
It's 12 feet tall.
I don't know if I can carry that thing.
Maybe if we had a mech. A mech might be able to use that. That'd be pretty neat. See a mech walking around with a giant flaming sword. Let's see. There's some mundane guns and weaponry over there. Could really turn me. Terrible shot. So, ooh, that's a cube. I like cubes. Turmae's gonna go take a look at this cube over here. So what's it look like, Matt? Just a
Everything you ever wanted.
everything I ever wanted.
And one wrapped up ball, if you touch it, explodes.
Oh man, how do I acquire it?
By touching it.
I mean, it's true. It's not wrong.
So I'm guessing this is some kind of power cube.
Nah. It has a power source, but
Is like one of the corners chipped off and showing that green light?
not always, because it refabricates itself. But it seems to allot parts of itself to other pieces. It seems to be like rebuilding itself over and over again, and occasionally the green light in the middle is shown.
Interesting. Turmae's going to ask Jeannie if she has any idea what this thing might be. Any idea of the energy sources coming off of it or whatever.
Shit. Did it again. Spaced out while I was trying to set some things up, you fuckers. Alright.
That's
I
not
don't know
good.
what you're talking about.
I asked
Don't worry
Jeannie
about it.
if she had any idea what this thing was based off of energy signatures or something like that.
New energy type. I don't know what it is. Guess it's pretty strong. Yeah, it's got strong energies, man. But as for what it's doing, well, it's redefining what it is and the materials it's made of by refabricating itself over and over again, by repurposing old material to make it new. But looks like it keeps making new stuff, different stuff.
Does it ever repeat?
Not that I've seen.
Interesting. Could be potentially useful in growth, but
I don't know. That sounds more like uncontrolled growth to me.
uncontrolled growth.
I mean, it's refabricating as we're watching, so that means it does it all the time. So I don't know what that means, and that energy signature inside is not something I've ever seen or come across before. So, and I have a lot of data.
I imagine if we slapped this thing inside a robot, in like an hour, that robot would be indescribably different.
It would probably be changing all the time.
That would be
I don't
useful, but if it
I don't know what it
changed in
means.
purpose, then it could immediately turn on us. Interesting. Still useful. Logan, you got any items you want to take a look at? Any questions you have? Or did you already go through all of here on Vera?
I mean, I remember things on Vera.
You
but I
touched
never-
one thing.
That's yeah.
Huh.
Beep bop boop bitty beep bitty bow.
Alright, what about these scales next to it? Or keyboard?
It's not a keyboard. It's not scales.
Kind of looks like both of them at the same time.
No.
Circuit board?
No.
I haven't the faintest idea.
Raw material.
Raw material?
Mhm.
Make your bugs eat it.
It's in a sheet.
A sheet of raw material
Mm-hmm.
in a place full of masterpieces. An odd thing.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, while raw material really gets me going, I don't know if I can process this and make bugs out of it.
I mean, you could try getting a bug and seeing if I could eat it. See what happens when it lands on top of it or something.
I
For
get,
you have ways to do things.
In the end, the bugs are extensions of myself. If I touch something in here, it's going to immediately start the process of.
Oh, never mind.
It's not like, oh, the bug landed on it because you told it to. Guess it's just like the bug's going to try to acquire it. No.
What do you know? What now?
Well, considering the
Explosions.
explosions, yes. I don't see a lot in here that I could immediately utilize.
Should
Don't
do a
wanna
awareness
go-
check to look for that.
Like, there's
That-
magic, and then there's magic, and then there's high-level tech, and there's guns off to the side for the more mundane. But raw materials are what I really need in order for creation of more bugs. And if we're in here because we probably need to acquire something. So let's give it a try.
That's the thing, John. We don't actually need anything. It's just an option. I thought the same thing, but we didn't actually need to get anything in here.
Well, we might not, but it could be useful.
I mean, definitely, if you can
I'm at
find a
least
way. It's
going
like
to
the
put
auction
it-
room.
Yeah, I'm at least going to put in the effort to take a look at what this is, so I'm going to do an awareness check to try to get more details on this raw material.
It's some sort of glass with filaments of some sort of wire running through it. It's got some sort of lattice work running through this corrugated glass, maybe even crystal. But it's in these arcing ridges, kind of like it kind of goes up and down.
Up and down, yeah. It's got a like rough texture if you ran your hand across it, because it's got so many bumps and stuff. Even though it's glass.
Yep. And your gal's like, hey, so don't touch that, because that's highly electrified.
Highly electrified, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it has a purpose.
Mm.
I don't see why raw material would have a purpose. Well, if it's highly electrified, maybe it's naturally so. Either way, my bugs do not do well with electricity, and that's how I would manipulate this. If they touched it, they'd get fried.
Yeah,
So-
a little zip, zap.
Bug zappers are not useful for me.
Unfriendly.
Interesting stuff. This is a statue of some sort. I don't want to have my bugs eat it.
Yeah, the statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you walk over, the statue just kind of follows you with her head.
Oh, it's alive. Okay. That's acceptable. Alright, let's continue having a look around then. Is that rifle shooting out a dragon?
Oh, that's the barrel.
Oh, the barrel just keeps extending. Okay. Well, that's a long-range sniper rifle if I've ever seen one. Let's have a look at this one.
Beep bop boop beep.
It's a robot? Interesting.
Basically the little hexagons change and rapidly reorient around the strip. Seems to be 3 layers.
Interesting.
It's a,
Maybe a colony of AI?
it's a big old ring circle.
Warp gate?
Oh, it's horizontal, so the hole is on the top and on the bottom, and it's just floating. About 7 feet tall, and probably 14 feet in diameter.
Could be a warp gate, could be a chamber used to change a living thing. Could be a death machine where you step in, press the button, and it's a suicide chamber. Yay! I don't guess you've ever seen anything like this, Janie?
Nope, I haven't seen Jackal in here before.
I kind of figured if it's a shop owned by the creation goddess. Well, I don't know what this thing is, and if I don't know what it is, I'm probably not going to be able to use it, so let's move on. About this fidget spinner here.
I mean the fusion generator.
Oh, it's a generator? Looks pretty big to be a generator. Spins around the little neat core, and then it's got those other little spinny things. With does it look like it's sucking in? That's kind of how the picture is.
I thought those were wires, honestly, John.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wires.
It's
I thought it was like air.
No, some sort of power core. And Janie's like, well, that's it's got a lot of juice. I can't actually quantify the output.
I bet if we hook this up to that Scarab laser we found, we'd be able to make some pretty solid progress.
The what?
Scarab laser?
I think it overload, honestly.
The Scarab laser would blow up.
Yeah.
This thing, I literally can't calculate how much energy this thing puts out because it's too much.
What would you even use to power that? Something like this?
Probably one of these creations in this room. I don't know, something that requires stupid levels of power. This puts Dureshi Tech to shame. Like, his power cores, they're like miniature suns. They don't run out of power, and they produce as much energy as a sun. This is more than that. Although, it's not really miniaturized and portal. I don't know. I don't even know what it does. Like, it's crazy.
I feel like you could throw this into... Problem is, if your battery's too good, it'll just blow up your equipment. And if it blows up the rest equipment, which is...
It doesn't seem to have a control modulator that I can scan. Yeah, just... It does something. But it does look like there's a bunch of little tubes that give off different input of power, depending. Different sizes, different, it looks self-sustained, so it doesn't need it's always on. Yeah, just gonna say sorry, boss.
Yeah, that's understandable. This thing, and what about I wonder if one of the smallest tubes could handle something.
Probably. I can actually quantify the tubes, like different ampules, different energy levels.
Interesting. Problem is that we don't have enough equipment to justify the amount of tubes.
No, doesn't.
One of the smallest ones could probably power that gigantic drill.
Probably easily, yeah.
Yeah, so we could just literally bring it down, hook it up, and start drilling. But then we'd have dozens of other ones. It's too mundane of a purpose for such a creation.
Could probably hook it up to a little mobile power generator rig and kind of push it around in a cart. I don't know.
I like its idea, but my plans aren't grand enough to require it. I'll leave it for somebody who has a greater purpose than I.
Okay.
I don't want magical horseshoe in my business. I'll pass right by that.
This thing? That we're talking about?
No, he's talking about the
the blue. No, I got it.
Yeah. That gives off a colder temperature than your stupid planet you're on.
While it could be fun to take a gander at it, I'm not talented enough in magic at all, nor do I have anyone talented enough in magic to deal with any of these creations.
Zip zap zoop.
Well, I'm interested in this. That looks like something that's going to either save the universe or bring its apocalypse would wear as an equipment slot. And I'm not that big. In every sense of the word. I do like this little Dark Souls succubus demon looking thing. Looks kind of neat. Or gargoyles? Yeah, that's kind of what the gargoyles look like.
A little bit more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Gargoyles are friendly, so.
Looks like it's shooting the red spikes from its hands. Probably a weapon of war.
It's probably Veil, to be honest, but that's meta.
It's neat, but whatever this thing's fighting against, it's not going to be little dinky little robots. Now, what is this thing here? I am quite curious about this one. Is this wings?
Yeah.
I like wings. Does it look like this middle bit? Does this look like a connecting piece that someone would slap onto their back?
No, it's it looks like this whole thing is like a bird of prey is crouched and peering over a pedestal that it's on.
Oh, I see now. I see the beak. Okay. Well, birds are far less interesting than wings. And, God's archer over there. Let's not bother her. I don't exactly want to get shot. Well, this thing next to me Looks clockworky. Is it a gate?
Your face is a gate.
It could be a generator.
All the energy is just going into that one gem in the middle.
Yeah, the one gem. Maybe it's an incubation device? Let's take a closer look at the gem. Let me awareness check that.
Here's an 88.
Yep.
Like test or just in keen tuition.
I'm just gonna reroll.
Oh,
That's
2 degrees.
god awful roll. Well, it was still a pass. So, what do I see on this gem? Let's try zooming in.
You zoom in with your screen.
I did. Oh, it's got like a little rainbow aurora thing in it. Huh. This is kind of how I imagined that thing that the people I'm working for would look like. Well, the only thing I would do with that egg there is maybe try to crack it open or eat it. But that's a lot of machinery parts holding it there. Gonna have to skip out on that one as well. Alright, so we've got miniature Death Star and either a flower or a crystal. Maybe like crystal flower. Is this a physical object or something that's drawn?
Hold on. It might be. What is this? Oh, those are not supposed to be there. They're supposed to be on the other layer. They're optional replacements.
Oh,
I just have a lot of things stacked up
yeah.
on the.
That's understandable.
Yeah, because you know how things are. I need to have replacements.
Yeah, in case we pick up one of these thingamadoodles.
Think of my doodles. Is that what you think of my stuff? Can't believe you called that.
Those are two very magical looking books.
A little bit.
Don't suppose you're a reader, Logan?
I have, but I wonder if my translator would even work on these things.
No.
That's what I thought.
I like reading too, but I don't think these are going to give me what I need.
What do you
looks
need?
kind of. It's my business.
Very well.
They look something like enlightenment, and I don't want enlightenment. Alright, let's look at these two things here. This is a corpse? Or a robot?
That one looked like a robot to me.
I don't know, maybe it's the lighting. It looks kind of like a dead body skeleton.
Why not both?
It could very well be both.
Looks like it has a metal rib cage kind of deal. Metal breastplate, and then the wires hanging out.
Yeah, they're both skeletons.
Can you zoom them in though, Matt, for us? Can you make them bigger?
I zoomed in. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
What is it? Is it a robot?
It's a skeleton.
Okay.
That's base material.
And there's another neat little skeleton that's glowy there.
Is that an exoskeleton?
Kind of looks like it. Be able to slap that on and do some neat things. But it's also big. These images are bigger than my body, so I'm guessing these skeletons are gigantic.
Well, some items are super big, and some items are like small, like in a bubble, that are actually much larger than they are. So, for example, this giant here.
These could replace the skeleton, your skeletons. As for that skull, you're not sure, but it definitely has a power infused into it.
That looks like a trophy rather than anything else. Somebody killed a thing and wanted it to be shown off to the world. And this looks like a city in a bottle.
2 giant ships in a bottle.
Well, a large enough ship eventually becomes a city.
Yeah, they'd be floating city ships, both of them. Citadel ships.
Useful. But I don't have the army for it. And now this thing looks a little bit on the magical side. A ball of rock.
Yep.
That's got magical infused
Rock and metal.
Rock and metal that's got magically infused symbols on it. I get the feeling if I throw this at something, it'll open up like a Pokeball and chomp on it. Ooh, it's a ball shape. Opera would love it. I bet if I gave this thing to Opera, he would be able to understand based solely off the fact that it's spherical. It's a shame I don't have him here.
I always take a picture.
Janie's doing the constantly recording bit. She'll have what I need if I ever bring it up at. Now, this all the way back here. Back to what I consider the most interesting corner of the room. Now this is pretty neat. It looks kind of like spider eyes. I'm guessing, so the base material is some sort of like volcanic glass, and the bubbles are a different material? Or is it more viscous and it's like
That looks like a ball of tar. With
ball of tar.
Yeah.
Okay, it's difficult. It's difficult to tell for sure if it's tar or glass with a still picture. And the thing behind it is neat looking, but impossible to describe. It's got smoke coming out. And is there a shape there that I'm missing? Yeah, no, that's just... maybe a throne? A really oddly shaped throne that you would sit back and lay on? Yeah, I've got no idea. And here's another ring. And some alcohol. That's definitely alcohol. Right there. For sure. 100%. You can just tell by the bottle.
100% is pretty solid, man. Are you sure about that?
100%. It's alcohol.
Have a swig.
If it's alcohol in beer, I would never stop being drunk for the rest of my existence.
I love the fact that you guys make assumptions.
Assumptions are safer than question marks.
Not necessarily. Assumptions mean you're at least somewhat confident about your guess. Question marks lead to caution because you're not sure. Assuming it is alcohol could be disappointing. At least for you. But if it is alcohol, wouldn't that be anticlimactic?
Well, I mean, it could be gasoline or something, but usually when it's sealed like that, it's either a soul in a bottle or alcohol, because things have to mature.
Either way, both great things.
Yeah, no, but I'm not opening that, and I'm not drinking it. I don't want to die. Not today.
Not everything in here is going to kill you. Just some.
Oh, I am deeply confident that everything in here would happily kill me.
None of these things are conscious except for maybe 4 things. And even then, they're not actively malicious. Nothing in here is actively malicious. These are souls things.
Alright, let's take a look at some pointy bits here. High pointy bits.
You mean that pointy bits?
That's pointy bits. I like it. It's a ball. Spherical. Truly the most glorious of shapes. Are those things like constantly pushing in and out, or are they stuck in that position?
No, they kind of push in and out.
That's what I figured. Still, could be a puzzle of some dizzying complexity. Or it could be raw materials. Hey Janie, do you think this is a machine or one material that's doing these odd things on its own?
It's not a machine. You ever seen a geyser?
Geyser?
Yeah, the thing that builds up pressure and then pushes outwards to release said pressure while it builds additional pressure.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, so whatever's inside pushes the pistons out, and then once the pistons have pushed out far enough, they slide back in, but the pressure's already building again. Each of the pistons has a different weight and resistance, and yeah.
Interesting and useful, but it seems closer to a work of art than anything else. Maybe if we busted it open and found out whatever was inside.
Okay, sure. It also produces atmosphere.
Huh, that's neat. I wonder how grand of a scale that would be.
Well, since it doesn't seem to stop, and it produces 1 cubic meter per second of atmosphere emissions, probably pretty good.
I like atmospheric generators, but I wouldn't know how to use this thing.
Well, this thing doesn't seem to have an instruction manual. You pick it up, you set it down. It doesn't stop what it does.
Can you at least give me some information on what atmosphere it's emitting? Temperature,
Oxygen, nitrogen.
humidity.
Well, it's room temperature. So, 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
What about humidity?
20% index.
Interesting.
Got yourself a base heater, dude. You'll be the most loved dude ever if you bring that back to the base.
More importantly, however, if I brought something like this to the ice planet and it just released normal, humane atmosphere, then it would drastically alter the ecosystem of Felsho 9. Ice would start melting.
Not quickly. It only produces 1 cubic meter per second. That's not much.
It would make your base better, but it wouldn't like affect the whole planet.
It wouldn't affect the whole planet. Say the jets and airplanes in a single trip, they produce metric tons of emissions. Next to they emit a shit ton, but that thing, it'll fill space eventually. But I mean, you don't have to worry about it stopping or running out of fuel, or it just doesn't care. It just does what it does.
It's useful because it could potentially create an environment for my bugs. The problem is that insects don't automatically thrive at just basic livable conditions. Being vastly more humid and hot, that would allow for greater things. So if I had an instruction manual on how to change the settings, it would be more useful.
Noise has to go on the middle.
Well, while I'm looking at that, because atmospheric conditions are definitely important when you're doing anything, how about the ball behind it, the half of sphere that looks like it's been cracked open?
Yeah, that's the thing that killed Diva.
I figured. So it's
You didn't have to tell him that, Matt. He could have figured that out himself. That's metagaming.
No, I kind of figured it's.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's the sphere that holds it, and then the creature that eats the radiation, and then the radiator on the inside.
Basically.
Yeah.
Pretty useful. I don't know how fast the creature could spread. Doesn't seem like it's growing, really, or dying. I imagine it'll continue indefinitely existing like that for a long time. Well,
You have your answer.
I have my answer. And I think that's pretty much everything I have interest in looking at in here.
Look at everything.
I already did look at most everything. I mean, I missed
That's not everything.
most everything. Only the stuff that
That's not
matters, of
everything.
course.
John, if you want to look at this beside me, that's also not.
Skip it up, doop the doop that bow.
That's
I
the
mean,
name
you
of the
could also
object.
look at a few things too, dude. I asked you that earlier, and you just kind of.
He's scared. He's got the life
No.
echoes. He's getting some bad vibes.
Flashbacks.
No.
I'm not a little girl. What's happening? Why am I melting?
Oh, man. This fits me. It's not particularly awesome or awe-inspiring or filled with the might of the dragon race. It's simple and effective and a little bit different. If I would pick anything from in here, it would be this object here.
What about the orb for your buddy? He likes balls.
He didn't even want to walk into the place. He would probably run in terror if I brought him
he's
something
a
out of it.
coward. He'd love that. I bet. Man. Brought him an orb from out in here. He'd be like, "Ooh, an orb."
This thing is vaguely orb-shaped anyway. Alright, Janie, those Daresh data pads, they pretty much send directly all information they receive to him, I'm assuming.
No, she kind of points at it. The Duresh data pads are actually intangible in this space.
Good. Well, good in a way. They have powerful sensor arrays that would have been useful here, but him not having this information would be is helpful at least.
What do you mean? She's been using her sensors the whole time from the datapad, hasn't she?
Probably not.
Okay. Is she not on the Dresh datapad?
Well, she's
As long as there's some sort of device that can
hold her. She's basically connected to a bunch of different things, and I have multiple data pads as well. What about the data pad that Opera handed over? The one that's basic, but it's got top of the line security on it. How's its sensor array functions?
What do you mean? Just the normal one?
Yeah, just the normal one. How are the functions?
It's alright.
Huh?
It's not great.
Yeah, I'll pull it up and see what information it can give me about the whatever this is emitting. If it's just atmosphere, if it's energy, or if there's anything that looks like it'll be dangerously unhealthy to my life to touch it.
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure.
The data pad's not good enough to give me that kind of information. That's understandable. I was just making sure with the death of my former teammate's experience that it wasn't releasing some invisible death force like radiation. Well, if there's no radiation... Oh, I haven't used an awareness check on this one yet. Let's try one awareness, since it's the one I'm most interested in, before I start messing with it any further. 44, that's not a bad.
Oh. Your scanner's like,
The scanner just... It has that tone of voice. It's like, no. I love it. Technology these days is great. Alright, well, how big is the sphere, by the way? Hand-sized?
volleyball sized.
Volleyball sized. Well, let's think a little bit further ahead here. If I pick this up, somehow master it, take full advantage of its power set, whatever it gives me, atmosphere, whatever, and then slap it onto my back as an atmosphere generator for insects or whatever else, and then I walk out of here, what's to stop the company from throwing 35 Hrax at me, slicing me from head to toe, and then picking up and saying, ooh, neat, and walking away?
Look at you. John, I'm proud of you, man.
No. This is a powerful item, but it's impossible to hide.
Yeah, the subtlety on it, unless you cover it or do something. Put it in your fucking stomach, I don't fucking...
My stomach's already been used for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Interesting, but unlike many of these items here.
You can just do what that other guy does and hide it on the top and then claim it itself so they can't take it.
They don't care.
They haven't taken his death ball. Why would they take your atmosphere generator?
Probably because his death ball can take out the shock troops that they would send to take it. And he's a little bit more important than me.
Okay, just wondering that.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and it's a possibility that I could walk out of here unmolested and actually use this thing. But it's also a distinct possibility and experience I've had so far that if I get nifty toys, the people around me in this environment will take those nifty toys by any means necessary.
You have a very specific question. Why don't you ask the curator?
That is a very specific question. But I get the feeling I already know a very specific answer.
Okay.
if I asked her, how can I be sure that people won't take these items from me if I manage to walk out of here with it? She'll probably say, be strong enough to hold the items yourself or don't take them.
Yeah.
Pretty common sense answer. Well, I'm not strong enough to hold any of these items in here, at least with the people around me, so it's time to leave.
Very well.
Either way, it was a lot of good information.
Yeah,
Janie will probably send it off to our team. They will be quite pleased at having new information.
Okay.
Logan, you got anything you want to take a gander at in here before we head out?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Alright, let's go.
And it is getting late here, so
Yeah, it's a good time to end it.
Oh,
So-
okay.
sorry, man. Like, there's only so much new threat during the week I can do.
I know.
Yeah, no, you've been doing this since, 10 o'clock in the morning?
11,
No.
and the night before, and before that, and the day before that too.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's that.
All right, I'm gonna go check on my dinner in the microwave. All right.
All right, guys, let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing. Oh, man. But, actually, it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go get the food first, and then I'll come
Sure.
back
How
and
about
do
I?
the thing.
How about I get everything set up then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hayden, are you still here?
I'm still here. I'm just playing. I was reading. I was watching some memes. I've been listening on and on. I kind of caught what was going on.
Fun times. Fun times.
Good times.